Mod.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
How did the baby almost escape your room?
That's incredible.
Oh, she was just kind of like wiggling and.
Shark answer? Maybe.
What? she like did a reverse crawl. That's crazy. Oh my.
Is she already crawling?
No. Dude,
Oh, okay.
like it sounds like I'm inviting the opportunity to make fun of my baby. So I'm like, be nice, right? But
Yeah.
she's got like a huge head, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a huge head, and like there's parts of this saga I haven't really like talked about. Not because they're sensitive, but like the doctor was like, you know, sometimes having a huge head as a baby can be a sign of something, you know, more serious. So they had to measure my head, and then they measured like my head is like borderline macroencephaly or something like that. Like I'm a centimeter away from having like benign macroencephaly, which is just harmless large head. And then my dad, they were like, get your dad and your grandma to measure their head. What? So then I had to have my dad measure his head and my grandma measure her head, and their heads are even bigger. So like once we did all of that, they were like, okay, your baby just has a large head because it runs in the family. But I feel like it's making it like much more uncomfortable for her to like be on her stomach than it is for the average baby, because obviously like to hold her neck up like requires so much more musculature, right? So
poor kid.
Yeah, so I think it's, you know, she's going to be as smart as her old man, which is a little scary to think about, one way or the other. And then
she'll have a jack neck.
And she's gonna have a jack neck. There's no doubt about that. But she might be a little slower with the tummy-based activities like crawling, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know.
That's.
But you remember the three of us were playing Clank. And Kate was making fun of the size of my head, and I said, you shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, no,
that was not a joke.
Yeah.
I like the idea that like the only way they could make sure that her head wasn't, you know, dangerously large was to be like, how big's yours? Is this within a reasonable percentage of
dude, for real,
margin
like
of error here?
We
went
to see our family doctor because they do baby checkups like all the time, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not worried about her head because it looks like you could have like filled out a hockey helmet when you were 5." And I was like, "Geez, hey,
this guy's got a weird head, guys." This is my
got a way with words, but it's a little tactless. She's not wrong, by the way. My head always felt terrible after I went
Canadian,
skating.
by the way.
Yeah. She's not Canadian either, which is like, I mean, she's Canadian, but she's not originally Canadian, I should say. So
oh, wow.
I was like, man, that's like a very localized reference for, you know,
like on one of our tours, right? That I work, we like rent out an ice rink and take the kids ice skating, and we have to rent helmets.
Right? Yeah.
None of them fit.
They're too small.
They are the smallest helmets, dude.
Dude, it's the worst headache too when like a helmet squeezes your freaking temples.
None of them fit anybody. Like usually the girls are all right with like the large, you know, but like all the dudes are like, like, oh god, and then like, you know, or it's just like floating on top of their head, not protecting anything.
Ugh.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
I hear you.
I don't know if it's hockey helmets or just everyone's heads are too big.
They squeeze pretty bad. My mom sent me like some photos from when I was a kid, because like, and she doesn't realize she's roasting me. But so like I'll send a photo and she'll be like, "Oh, the baby looks like you when you were younger," and then she'll send me a photo. Literally, this is from I was probably like 6 months old or something like that, or maybe it was like a year. I have a hat on my head in the photo. The hat clearly did not fit, so they just rested it on top of like the peak of my head, and there's just it's just like a straight line just goes across, and then my whole head is underneath it. I don't know what they were thinking back in like 1990 or whatever. Like,
dude,
that sounds adorable.
My parents have a bunch of pictures like of they dressed me up when I was a baby. They just like put like
really.
I'm like, did people treat their babies like they were dolls?
Dude,
yes.
Is that
still do?
That photo I was talking about, I'm in like suspenders and like a old timey like driver's cap or whatever you call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got like a belt on with the suspenders. I'm wearing a button-up shirt. I'm a year
Hard-working
old.
baby.
Yeah, I'm
Hard-working
wearing like slacks and like nice laced shoes and stuff like that. It's hard enough to put like, it's because the baby's been in like onesie age. Now, because it's cold, we got like baby pants. So we put her in a onesie and then we put the baby pants on her. Just getting the pants on, sometimes I'm like, fuck it. She can just live with the onesie. I'll put a blanket on her downstairs because she's kicking her legs while you're trying to put it on. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably eventually do that though, too. Like, because it's better than the parents who are like giving their kids like tattoos and fucking piercings and shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens.
Bit of a controversial take, but I don't think you should get your baby tattooed.
Yeah.
Wow. What a
Sorry, I forget. I don't speak for everybody. I mean, you have inalienable God-given rights, but that's just one where personally I wish big government would step in and maybe say, hey, don't tattoo your baby.
It seems bad.
But my baby needs a tear tattoo on its face.
Yeah, one for each.
Wah.
One for each person she killed in the clink.
You'd never fuck with that baby though.
Like, dude, like a piercing is fucked up, but it's reversible to a degree.
Yeah.
Like, people are tattooing their babies. I've never heard of this.
Even a piercing is like,
Oh no, it's
like
super
I know
fucked
you're
up,
not
but,
defending it, but I'm like the idea that I would like take my child to like Claire's and then be like, hey, it's my baby. Can you like pierce the cartilage on her ear when she has no idea what the heck's going on?
Yeah, instead I'll take him to the doctor and be like, hey, can you cut off the tip of his penis?
Okay. Look, Corey, I know it's
this very sensitive.
It was a long time ago. I agree that it's weird that they do it, but
it's really common in America though. Like it
was the default option, I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm sliced up.
I'm not, and like if
Ew, gross,
like,
dude.
Yeah,
for real though, like when I was coming up, like you would get that reaction, like when you tell people that.
My health teacher taught us that, like really, the reason they do it is for cleanliness. And like, you know, I'm in school, I believe it.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
but like, you know, then like you read about it and you're like, what the fuck am I being taught? Like 19 or 1800s information.
we got soap, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't. Here's the thing.
Wash it.
I'm pretty easygoing. I think that like you know, if I hadn't, I was gonna say had it done, but really done to me, I would still be like, I would probably be okay with whatever the option was, right? But it is I feel like we should engage in a culture shift that is like, don't do it to your baby. If they decide when they get older they want it done, and they want it done badly enough that they're willing to have penile surgery as an adult, then they've proven that they really desire it.
They really want it. Yeah, exactly. Like, because the other thing, because the main reason is like it's an aesthetic thing, really. I mean,
guess.
You know, granted, you know, people do get tricked into thinking it's a cleanliness thing. But, like, it's mostly an aesthetic thing.
I love my parents for my penis to look good.
Like, no, but like legit, like that's basically the reason I feel like most people fucking did it to their babies for so long.
Yeah, man. And then like people will say things like, and again, I'm coming at this from the position of somebody who had it done, but they'll say things like, it's okay, he's not gonna remember it. And I'm like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure it still hurts, right? Like,
what do you mean? He looks down. He's getting. Oh yeah, it's not there.
It's like just because you don't remember pain doesn't mean that the pain didn't happen, right? Like,
what's stopping you from punching the baby in the face?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, that doesn't help the cleanliness of the situation at all. So.
Right.
Anyway, like I'm pretty easygoing either way. Like I'm not. I had a conversation with my mom about it. I think she was like worried that I was like upset. I was like, I'll never forgive you for giving me circumcision. But like, I was like, nah, I'm like pretty okay. Like I'm all right with what's going on. And moreover, this is kind of like a cell phone, and it's too much information. But whenever they're like, oh, did cost you sensitivity down there? I'm like, not a problem. literally might actually be an advantage, because I can't even imagine what that situation would be like if it was like twice as sensitive as it already is.
Yeah, well, I mean, you literally can't tell, right? Like, you have nothing to compare it to.
Right. You know, you're right. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I'm already at enough of a disadvantage. I don't think we need to.
Imagine wearing boxers then.
But I was thinking, like, do you think it made us predisposed to be more uncomfortable when we cycled? Like, if you're not circumcised, does your or is that just the default state where you can't get a turtle?
Your dick still goes numb if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like, that happens. Yeah, because I've thought about I think the reason that it happens is because the bike seat presses into your gooch and that like numbs out.
Yeah, if your bike seat's pushing in your gooch, your seat is wrong.
Yeah. But I mean, but even so, like even if you get like numb nuts, then while you're biking, then I feel like it's mostly like a seat issue.
Oh no, this is like sometimes the way you perch on the bike, like the head of the garden hose goes inside of the sheath, and then for like
that's such a weird way to say that.
The first like 20 seconds, you might not even really notice, but then it gets like it's on like an exponential discomfort to pain scale. Like after like an hour, like the hilt of your sword starts to like get numb and cold. Like there have been times when I'd like when I was biking more often, like I would go to like some of the beaches in Vancouver have like public bathrooms. I would like run into the public bathroom and be like shoop, and just make sure like get it out sometimes. So I'm like I'm pretty sure if I don't, by the time I get home, it's gonna fall off. Yeah,
it happens. It's usually related to like an incorrect bicycle fit. Like
you're not a surprise for sure.
Yeah. Like, but it also happens to people who have like it used to happen to me when I would go on like long rides, but it's just like you're bent in such a way where you put pressure on it, and oftentimes you don't realize it until it's too late.
Yeah.
I'll just be like riding up a hill and I'm like, something is missing. There's part of my anatomy I cannot feel animore.
See, I'm gonna be honest. I just learned something new today. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah,
like,
this is frustrating.
It's very like it's uncomfortable.
That's weird.
Well, it's very disheartening to like touch down there, and it's just like you're just touching shorts. There's nothing. Like, you're just like, oh no, is this gonna be permanent?
Wait, it goes all the way in?
Not like
like it goes in and it numbs.
Yes.
And
like once it gets, it's like the opposite of how a cork works. Well, like no, it's like instead of uncorking something, it's exactly like how a cork works. It doesn't normally get corked, but when it gets corked, it takes a lot of maneuvering to get it out.
I've never had that issue. It's usually very easy to get out.
Really, dude? I mean,
maybe
again,
this is circumcising because I've never had this.
Dude, don't you like? I'm pissed too, because Chad will be like, "Big booby anime lady want to put my penis inside of her cartoon vagina." Then we're like, "Yeah, I have like a body part," and sometimes like it does a weird thing. People are like, "Ew, stop! I want to go back."
Definitely not normal.
Yeah, but like we're not even talking about like really gross stuff. This is not like oh, something got mutilated or something like that. It's just like it's the natural body thing that happens.
It just gets scared a little bit and turtle heads.
Yeah, and
we're not
it's
even talking about jerking it off or anything.
That's what scares me, man. Is sometimes if you've been riding for like an hour like that and you go to the bathroom and you touch it and it's cold, you're like, oh man, it's dead. I think.
I've never experienced.
Really,
that.
I've had one or two where like because you got to do like a little maneuvering sometimes to create the conditions where it comes out.
Yeah.
And then it like when it's like almost a little shy at first, like it just starts to, and you're like, oh god, we're gonna need like physical therapy for this or something.
How do I warm it up? How do I warm it up?
Like it forgot its default state or something like that.
Rubbing your hands together. What's that guy doing over there? Shh, it's cold.
I'm feeling good living the skinful life.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, even if it's better to get it done, I don't know. It's just like it's weird,
exit.
right?
Like it's just not like cleanliness wise anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird as well, like, right? Like, you know, you said, "Oh, dude, I don't know how it would be if I'm more sensitive," but like, you get both, right? Because you're protected more.
Yes.
And then when it's exposed, I hit exit accidentally.
Oh yeah, I sent you another.
No, I mean, like, you know, not to too much information here, but yes, when, let's just say,
What's happening?
when it's raining, no, that's not a good way to, it's very sensitive when the hood's down. All right, I guess is what I get.
You got like a convertible, you know? You can,
Yeah.
A hard top?
Yeah, I hope not.
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Fingernail?
Like a fingernail on your dick. That'd be real bad.
Oh, come on.
And plus, like, I can't imagine, like, what if you get head tapped? That's gotta suck.
I mean, that's what I think. It's hard to explain, or maybe it's not. I feel like when you get sack tapped,
Yeah.
it's more the balls than the.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
even that it hurts. It's like, I don't know. It's like a nausea button. It's crazy.
Oh
No,
yeah.
but that's why I said head tapped, because it's not because I can get nut tapped, but like if somebody like flicks the head of my dick through my pants, like that wouldn't do too much to me. But I feel like
Honestly, you would.
Not in that situation.
Yeah. Are you getting like head tapped by Superman with X-ray vision or something like that? Like
I mean, they're right next to each
over.
other. It's not like my hand is like.
Are you wearing gray sweatpants or something? Like how do they know where to head tap you with that kind of precision?
I've learned that I need to buy more. Apparently, like I
Dude,
need
get
to
gray sweatpants season.
I'm wearing gray sweatpants right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
quit bragging.
I'm just. Yeah. Apparently, that's the way. If you wanna.
Head tap me?
I gotta get some gray sweatpants, man.
Never been head tapped, I think.
Never been head tapped? Oh, you're missing out.
Lots of sack taps for sure. And then
Yeah,
I've told this before, but one time in 9th grade gym class, one of the guys in my class said catch, and then he threw a basketball up really high. And when I jumped up to grab it, he tried to pull down my shorts, but he grabbed my underwear as well. So I just was like bare ass naked for like 3 seconds in the middle of the gym. But
That's hilarious.
What an asshole.
I laughed though, like I was embarrassed, but even as like a 9th grader, I was like, that's pretty funny.
That is funny. I had a similar pantsing. Well, I had a pantsing situation, but it worked out really well for me because well, so I got pantsed by some girl in like lunch. Right?
Was it Zazzy?
No, it wasn't actually.
I don't even want to bring up Azalea Banks. You can proceed.
No, but so I got pantsed, but then and I pulled my pants up right away. But then from that pantsing, a rumor began that I had a large penis.
Right.
Which wasn't true, by the way. I'm just putting that out there, just so that this story doesn't sound like
Yeah,
I'm
no,
bragging.
I understand.
Like it's not accurate, but that did spread around, which was you know, an enjoyable rumor to have.
Yeah,
about-
where lots of girls being like, "Hey Rob, can I see your
no.
gabagool?"
And then they were like, "Whoa, gross! He's uncircumcised. Ew."
Oh, come on. But when was the last time you guys were ball tapped?
Oh man,
Middle school,
probably
Like
by mouth
even accidental.
within the last decade, probably, but not recently.
Dude, I was packing groceries at the grocery store, and you know we bring our own like shopping bags, right?
Okay.
And one of them is like insulated, so you have to like kind of like whip it out to like, you know, open it.
You don't have to.
I
You
just
can
like-
very slowly like use your hand to just kind of unfurl.
I
it, right?
didn't. I did it anyway. I threw it down, and it just hit me.
phrasing, you know.
It hit me right in the balls.
No, so you sack tapped yourself essentially.
Yes, and I was just like, and like laughing while I'm trying to pack my groceries.
Oh, see, like if we're counting those, then I don't know, probably like last week.
Oh yeah, cat jumps on my balls like all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Really?
Oh,
I haven't had that.
Yeah.
I sack tap accidentally, like, you know.
Dude,
it's
I've had
at least once a month.
I've had Jiro. He tries to jump on my lap, but he misses and he claws the shit out
Oh
of
yeah,
my
don't like that. Don't like
Yeah,
that.
that's not good. I don't want to claw.
No, I had to take a break from stream one night because
I don't like the thought of any kind of like, for some reason there's an image in my head of a pin pricking my scrotum and then just a single stream of liquid squirting out, and I don't like it. Like it's a water balloon.
Is that from the Sledgehammer music video?
I have no idea, but I don't like it. I don't like thinking about it. It makes me
vivid image.
Yeah, that's just weird. Like it's not even. I'm not grossed out by it. It's just strange.